You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here hanging with you guys, and good morning. Today, we've got a great guest on line one over here for you guys. We're going to get a little update since we were over there about 2, maybe 3 months ago with Glacier Snow and Ice Management. We got Jeremy Lindstrom on line one. Jeremy, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. Just actually out blowing some piles back today.
No, okay.
Keep busy.
Are you using that big snowblower that was on the front end attachment?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we definitely got that out, trying to blow some piles back and make room for hopefully we have a big winter yet to come.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Have you guys had a good winter the last couple of weeks since I was there last, or what?
Yeah, for the beginning of winter, I think we have just shy of 30 inches on the ground right now for us. So we've been pretty busy. The last 2 weeks have been slow, as for snow, but we're busy hauling snow, pushing snow back. It seems like every day there's something comes up. But yeah, as far as fresh snow, we've been kind of slow for us for the last 2 weeks. I know everybody's out east there. A lot of guys haven't had any yet this year, so I can't complain too much here. So.
Right. Yeah, we had a snowstorm maybe the second or third week of November. I think it was November 18th, and then we had kind of a couple back-to-backs on Christmas weekend. But since then, it's been 2.5, 3 weeks. Hey, nothing really has happened, and nothing really in the 10-day. I do see a weather pattern shift over a lot of the Midwest, and we might get some cold Arctic air, so maybe have some snow opportunity first or second week of February. But right now it's all quiet on the Western Front, man. So what, since we were on with you guys last, we did that whole shop tour. A lot of guys were blown away, by the way, with your guys' outfit and operation and everything that you guys have going on over there. Before we go down the rabbit hole, we're just an impromptu podcast, just so you guys listening. We're going to talk snow and maybe some helpful stuff you guys can derive from this. But just a good kind of catch up with Jeremy. I said, hey, dude, it's been a couple months. Let's get you back on the show. But can you get these guys up to speed about just who you guys are, so they can get the lay of the land? Maybe they didn't get to watch the shop tour series.
Oh, yeah, we're Glacier Snow Management. We're out of Fargo, North Dakota. We're strictly a commercial snow removal company. We're pretty large we are the largest in our area. So, commercial snow is what we do, and we're good at it. So.
Amen. How many employees or guys did you have working with you during a regular event, and then how many pieces of equipment was it again?
The snow event, we're right around 135 pieces out running around, and employees and everything. So that's including our subcontractors as well. We house 38 wheel loaders in our shop. Then we have sidewalk division also. But yeah, that's pretty much how we roll out of our shop, and the rest are our subcontractors. So
that's awesome.
So yeah, we all work hand in hand with everybody and get it done, I guess.
That's right. Just a casual 30, 40 wheel loaders in-house under the warehouse, And I've had so many guys message me, by the way, Jeremy. They're like, dude, how much money in iron? And I'm like, I have no idea, man. I'm like, I couldn't even tell you. I don't even think you guys want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. Many millions of dollars, as you guys would imagine, under their roof. So the interesting thing is, by the way, a lot of you guys were watching the shop tour series that we did with Jeremy, and about 5 other shop tours that we did this fall winter, talking about snow setups. You guys were saying that you had thought, like I had thought, Jeremy, that you guys got like hundreds of inches of snow, but it's not the case. So explain your guys' like snow climate and snow conditions, because I think it's a little bit more unique than what most guys are used to.
Yeah, that's what I get a lot of questions too about snow, is because I post a lot of stuff online and stuff. Everybody thinks we're get 100 inches. Our average snowfall here in Fargo is around 55 inches. But with a lot of our accounts are, zero tolerance, however you want to interpret it. But yeah, once the snow is, we're going out either salting, pushing. A lot of our snow is, North Dakota here, we get a lot of wind. So we'll push that same inch of snow by 5 times. It'll blow one way one day, blow back next day. So a lot of times we're just pushing the same snow around, which, it's good for us. And let's just say we get a big snow event at the beginning of the year, that pretty much sets drifts up. So if you get any wind, it doesn't even have to snow. If you just get a lot of wind one night or a day, you'll be out pushing, drifts and stuff. It drifts crazy around here. We get some nasty drifts.
What kind of size drifts? 2 feet, 4 feet sometimes over there, and because it's kind of like a desert-y area, so you guys get some wild wind that goes through, like you said.
Yeah, it'd be 2 to 4 foot drifts are pretty small sometimes. Some depends on a lot of buildings, a lot of roof blowovers. You just can't be. You're amazed how much snow is on top of a roof. You're like, how is there still snow coming off this roof? We've been doing this for a week straight. Just doing in front of a store that just keeps blowing over. So,
that's wild. It's wild. It is crazy. By the way, I was in Utah a week ago, and talk about snow. They get 300 to 500 inches of snow per year, and they were almost like eclipsing that and like double it or something, the lady had said. And I'm like, no way. And she goes, yeah, we've already had 400 or 500 inches or whatever. We got another 30. Yeah. While we were there, it snowed another 24 to 30 inches. And then the weekend we left, they were getting another 20 to 30 inches. And this is 6,000, 7,000 feet elevation. The snow was. I'll give you guys a quick for instance. Here's how the snow was so tall, so deep that we took a snowman kit. We were gonna just a little snowman thing Liz bought on Amazon. We were gonna make a snowman with my daughter in the snow. We couldn't find any snow the whole week that wasn't 6 feet, 7 feet tall. Nowhere where snow was, where it was stacked, was less than, like I said, 7, 8, 10 feet tall. And I'm like, Liz, we literally physically can't build a snowman anywhere. I can't get into the snow. And so it's ridiculous to see all these different regions with snow. And I thought the same thing. I thought you guys would get hundreds of inches of snow because you guys are constantly moving with sectionals and all this stuff, 5, 7, 10, 15 feet tall snow piles. But that's all just from the wind. That's ridiculous. That's wild.
Yeah, the wind is crazy. I mean, we make a lot of money off the wind up here. Which is good and bad, but some days you're like, what the heck?
It just
We're going again? Okay.
Yeah, it just never ends. It's it hasn't snowed, but it's just all the wind drifts, So I love it. Well, let me do this really quick. Let's hear a quick minute from our commercial break. I'm gonna come on back, talk a little bit more about snow plowing and maybe how you guys have some of your accounts set up, and maybe we can even talk about some of the equipment that you guys use, and just kind of go down the rabbit hole a little bit more, talking about maybe if some guys are shopping still this year for some new snow equipment, or they're waiting for next year to kind of jump in. We'll talk about how you guys set up your contracts, and then maybe some of the equipment that you guys use specifically for Glacier. So let's do this. Let's hang tight for just a quick minute, guys. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors announcements, and we will come right on back.
New program alert. The How to Get New Lawn Care Customers training program is now available. If you guys have ever struggled at acquiring new customers or are looking to grow your lawn care business, then this new program might just be for you. Looking to learn the best tactics to develop a successful postcard marketing campaign? We got you covered. Have you ever wondered how to use social media to exponentially grow your business and dominate the competition? We got that too. Whether you're just getting started in business or you're a seasoned vet, there's something for everyone in this new program available now, exclusively at lawnpreneuracademy.com.
All right. Well, Jeremy, I'm going to go right back to you, brother. Let me ask you a quick question, and you can go as deep down the rabbit hole as you want or not in terms of giving away the farm. But I want to go back to something you had said a minute ago. Some of us in the Midwest and even on the East Coast, they haven't seen but maybe one snowstorm or not even an ounce of snow yet, right? And a lot of people always say the snow business is feast or famine. My rebuttal to that is it just depends on what kind of contracts you have. The big boys have reassurances and assurances to make sure they make money no matter what happens. So talk to me, if you don't mind, a little bit. How do you guys have your, without giving away the farm and your bread and butter, but how do you guys, are you per push? Do you guys do some flat rate monthlies? Do you guys have prepay accounts? What would be your advice to some of those guys that are getting into the business and setting up their contracts correctly?
Well, we have, you always going to want to cover your overhead. So it's good to have seasonals. We'd like to get some seasonals, a percentage, whatever works for your company percentage wise, that would more or less cover your bills. If you can get that for seasonals, and if it works out for you, we can do, we do seasonals. We'll do per time. Per times are always nice. They're not huge around us. I think what I've heard is they're pretty good on the East Coast, a per time push, but we're getting a few people that want to do those, which those work out pretty good in our favor as well. Obviously you can do hourly, and then some contracts are 0 to 3 inch, 3 to 6 inch kind of like that, how much snow falls too. So there's all different parameters that a guy can work from. So, I mean, we do a little bit of everything to try to make the most money and, cover all of our bills.
Yep. Hedge your bets a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. That's something. Well, I was just going to say, like, all of our residential is our prepay money. That's our pay the bill money. That covers us for most of our salaries, most of our equipment, most of our overhead. With our teeny tiny business, we're no Glacier Snow. Although yesterday I got an email from a company. It's a property management company, one of the big outfits, and they said, "Hey, we've got this property over in Minnesota. It's an Amazon fulfillment center. Do you want to take a look at it? Here's the whole bid thing." And I'm like, bro, I don't know how you got me on this list, because I am clearly like 500 miles away from wherever this facility was. And I said, no, but if you got anything over in my neck of the woods that maybe not as big as an Amazon fulfillment center, but give me a shout. And she's like, we'll definitely keep you in mind as a vendor. And I'm like, just kind of, wiggling my way in, trying to get in where you fit in, and keep expanding our network, with snow clients over here. But do you guys do some of the bigger stuff like that, Jeremy?
Yeah, we do all the like Walmarts around our town. We do 3 Walmarts in town and Sam's Club and Target, and we have the big hospitals, and so we do a lot of the bigger accounts, I guess, in town. That I would say, we do a majority of them. There's plenty of work out here for everybody. It's not like there's plenty of good contractors and stuff, but obviously there's. I don't know. I always say there's plenty of work. We don't have to fight each other over every little thing. Right.
What's some helpful advice that you might give somebody if they're trying to bid the big stuff, like the Walmarts, the hospitals? Maybe they're renting or buying their first loader or skid with a push box. Like any suggestions? Because I get that a lot. And that's way above my pay grade.
You gotta make it work for your company. What's going to be better? You don't want to go belly up over buying a bunch of equipment that you're hopefully hedging on snow. You gotta hopefully make it work for you year round if that's your style. But otherwise, if you get a good contract, just make sure you have the right equipment. If you're promising the customer what they expect, the expectation, then you got to fulfill it. So always try to go above and beyond, and then use the old. That's how a lot of accounts we got. The person saw our lot and they're like, hey, we want our lot to look like their lot. So, they will call us up and say, hey, we want you because we see what you do on this lot. So always just try to do, the best job possible. And if you're bidding a big job, make sure you have the equipment to do the job, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I had a buddy we did a coaching call with, and he actually lives local, and the actual 2 big retail stores, they're big outfits. You guys would know them. He's like, hey, how would I bid this? And I said, well, how long have you been doing snow? He's like, oh, this is my first year. And I said, honestly, here's what I would do. I'd call Troy Clogg, give it to them, see if you can get a little bit off the top. And he's like, well, I want to do the lawn and landscaping of it. Which is like a tenth of the size of the contract, right? And I said, well, then you should stick with the lawn and landscape side and sub out the snow and work together with somebody, partner up, and just say, hey, can you guys manage this? Well, I manage that. Maybe in 3 or 4 years from now, you can take over the snow plowing for these 2 big retail stores that were next to each other. But I said to get out of the gate and go rent or buy a $100,000-$200,000 loader and a skid steer and try to salt 3-4 acre parking lot. You're not going to do it with a buyer's, SHPE 2000. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to get some of the big boy equipment. I said, let's ramp up to that. I don't think you just start with the Walmarts, the Myers, the Best Buys, the Targets, the Home Depots. You know what I mean? So I agree. Do you have any like glaring examples or relevant stories or funny stories or even like horror stories of you guys like bidding out some of those sites and it not going your way?
Personally, no. Obviously, you've seen we haven't been as big as we are now, but we've always been a pretty decent size. But we did like a Lowe's years ago. We did this, I can say that we did a Lowe's, and they wanted to go with somebody cheaper next year. So some pickup guys came in there and said, we'll do it with our pickups, and I think we had like 20 inches out of Christmas storm.
Oh no!
And they couldn't even open their store because they had nothing plowed. So then they called. They're like, can we have you guys back? We're like, well, the price we gave you is not the price it is anymore, obviously, because, mid-season, plus you didn't like our price to begin with, so obviously price is going up. So that's a deal, because they need us more than we needed them at that point.
1,000%.
It was pretty funny. I mean, they couldn't even get in their store. There's like maybe one pass, a pickup guy. He just gave up and left. We've got a few places like that where guys just like, they take on more than what they think's going to happen. They're hedging on like a light winter or something like that. And I'm not trying to be mean, but sometimes when we get all these big stores and you get some smaller guys in there that probably don't have the equipment to do it, you're kind of hoping for a big storm so you'll get it back or whatever, because they undercut you or whatever. So
Yep. Happens all the time.
I mean, I just don't like contractors want to sell themselves short for what we do and the time frame we have to do. I mean, we got to get paid, and we got to get paid good. Everything we have is so expensive.
Yep. Typical conversation with most of the guys that I'm talking to. It's like, don't give away the farm, and that kind of goes full circle to the guys that haven't had any snow just yet. I was at Sowers just a week or two after I was hanging out with you, Jeremy, and they had said a lot of the same conversation that you're bringing up, but they said, over where they're at, they get more like wet snow, mid-Atlantic area. They said we have to have like contracts in place in case we don't get any snow. And Ken and Zach were sharing about that on that podcast episode, saying, we might get 8 snowstorms, 8 events, and some of them are snow-only businesses. Like I think Sowers is a snow-only business. They might do a little bit of landscape and whatnot, but like 1% of their company, right? But right. I was texting them the other day, and I said, hey, like, have you guys got any snow yet? I don't think so. And he said, not a peep. I said, he goes, maybe early February, mid-February, but he said the owners of the founders of Sowers have always been able to take care of the whole team and the company, keep it above board and profitable. But you have to have good contracts. And I think that's something that anytime I like make a Facebook, it seems all the negativity mostly comes from Facebook these days. But anytime I share something about Facebook, about snow plowing, whether it's plowing a parking lot or giving you some advice that's worked for me, there's always like so many negative Nancys out there. And they're like, oh, like I got out of the snow business back in '93. You can't make any money in snow. And I'm like, I always rebuttal and I always try to be as kind as possible, right? Show love. But I'm like, it just depends on your agreements. It just depends on your clients. It just depends on your business model. Because let me kick it back over to you, Jeremy. You guys are a snow only company, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 90%. We do a few things on summer. We just to keep guys busy, to be honest with you. We run a few mower crews and we do a dust control, which makes us money and stuff, but it's not like our main focus is snow.
Yeah.
Our number one business is snow.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to have I think it's like a good business plan, run the numbers, have a good business model to be able to be profitable, whether it snows 1 inch or 100 inches, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's awesome, man. Well, tell me anything latest and greatest, man. Anything new or how's the last couple snowstorms went for you guys with? If you guys aren't following on Instagram, you guys got to check out their stuff because Jeremy does a great job. He's humble, but he does a great job with all of his content and in his Instagram reels and whatnot. So tell me a little bit, the last couple of snow events, man, anything crazy or exciting or has it just been business as usual and that's fine too?
Nothing too crazy this year, honestly. I mean, we were busy there for, I don't know how many days we were out in a row, but we had a good run, and I mean, my guys are killing it. I mean, I got the best crew. Of course, I'm biased, but my guys, I ask them to do something, they'll do it. They'll stick around for as long as I need them to go or whatever. I can't back my guys up enough. So we got a good team all the way around us. But honestly, for nothing, we started Mount Fargo here a couple weeks ago. I think we started on there. So the city's hauling a lot of snow in there. My groomer is broke down right now. I'm trying to find tracks for the thing. Find tracks for a groomer is the used tracks. I can buy new tracks for $40,000. I don't really want to buy a set of new tracks for it.
Wow.
So I'm trying to find a decent set of used tracks. So I don't know. It's struggling with that right now. It just seems like one thing or another with the groomer. I mean, groomer is great. It works great for us, but it's maintenance. But I guess everything is.
What do you guys use that for specifically?
Mainly we've been using it to push up our own piles, our dump sites, and we got like I push back at Costco and stuff like that. We'll be pushing at big stores where we don't have room to blow, or if we're not going to blow it up, or we'll just push it up with the groomer. Also, we're a subcontractor onto City of Fargo here for pushing up all the street snow they haul into their dump site. Every other like, that's your dump site. I'm like, no, that's not my dump site. That's the city's dump site. And we have about 5 other dump sites that are really large. So yeah, I mean, we've had some good nights of we got that big snow that I guess it was a pretty funny story. Where I usually send as much equipment out as I can. I'm kind of known for that. I think I had 36 trucks hauling that one night for us. And the City of Fargo guy comes over. I'm like, hey, send me your grader because my blade was down the street. He wasn't there yet. I needed a windrow for my blower. Said, pull your grader in here. And he's like, well, how many trucks you got going? I go, well, I got 36. I'm like, geez, I only have 17. Send me some of your trucks and I'll send you my grader. I'm like, no, can't do that. So that was a pretty tongue-in-cheek kind of fun.
So you get so help explain a little bit, because if people don't understand, because when I was there, we just filmed the equipment. I would have loved to have been there while you guys had an actual event to see this tapestry, because like you guys haul snow away as well, and then you have a what's the thing that goes up, pushes up the snow piles again? What's that called?
Groomer. The snow groomer or snowcat, whatever.
I thought they were snowcat. So when we went to Park City in Deer Valley, it's like all ski mountain. They had like 5 or 6 of these things going on at 24/7 after hours. Like I think 5 o'clock the mountain shuts down. At least kind of what we were kind of gathering, and you could just see all the lights in the mountaintops. 5 or 6 of these pushing around. So you guys get so much snow and or limited spacing sometimes to put the snow that you have a snowcat pushing piles up to stack your snow higher until you can get it to then haul it away.
Correct. We'll put our snowcat at our dump sites or wherever. Costco. We blew that last year and it just didn't work out great because it seemed like every time we blew it, something broken. Looks like we'd find stuff in the pile and it breaks, and we're like, we'll just push it up. So yeah. And I guess everything. How everything businesses are growing, towns are getting smaller, and dump sites are getting harder to find. So really, the only place you can go is up. So you got to use the land you have and push it up. Is what we do.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, it's just a wild conversation. Like nobody's ever used a snowcat or a groomer. I think, at least anywhere that I know of, at least around where we're at. I can't even imagine getting that much snow or having piles that big. I will say this: the first time I saw piles that big was at Deer Valley, Park City, which is where we did our family trip last week, and there was a guy. Because I was up at all hours of the night because I just don't sleep much. And then number 2, we were still like on Eastern time, even though we're like on Mountain time or whatever. So we're 2 hours ahead of schedule. So I'm waking up at 4 and 5 in the morning, which is 6, 7, 8, back at home. And there's a loader out there. The guy had a 7-foot blade, maybe a 9-foot blade on this huge loader. It was a very, very small blade, but I also wonder if it's because of the amount of snow they get. But he also had a sectional. I couldn't see the brand. I was, 300 yards away maybe. And but the piles were taller than the loader, like when he was stacking. I mean, these piles were, 20, 24 feet tall. And I flew the drone around it. I got some video that I shot on our second YouTube channel, Building It Together, if you guys want to check it out. But the loader was stacking it so high. And I told my wife, I'm like, dude, those piles are 20, 25 feet tall. Like I've never seen snow like that. It was absolutely wild. Is that typical of what you guys get, like in terms of height with some of these locations, or?
Oh yeah. For even just our stores, our lots are fairly big around here, so just the stuff we pile in the lots before we haul it out. Yeah, they're easy 25, 30 feet tall piles that we'll have in the lot. And then we come in dump trucks and blowers or just loaders and haul everything away. Not all of our calls, but quite a few of our calls want to be hauled away right away. So
sure.
Yeah, people are blown away by that too. Like, you must have tiny parking lots. I'm like, no, these parking lots are big. They don't want snow in it, and they get full of cars. So yeah, they want every parking spot they can get for the retail.
That's wild. I mean, the local mall by me, that's my best example, is 12 Oaks Mall. And around those last 3 weeks of the Christmas rush, right? Like mid to late December, they'll haul that snow away to keep up as much retail spaces and parking lot space, because that's the only time of the year that that the parking lot's obviously full to capacity. But I've seen the gravel trains, the big semi trucks, hauling that stuff away. But that's like the only 2 or 3 week window at that site specifically where I've ever seen snow like hauled away. And I've seen them do it over there, and I'm like, wow, they're definitely hauling that away for the retail people for the Christmas rush. But otherwise, you just don't see snow like that around here. So you guys got to check out, like I said, first off, the shop tour that we did, and then number 2, watch their Instagram stories and reels. Jeremy's always sharing like their operation. I think you guys have one of the coolest outfits of anybody that I've ever seen so far. And by the way, many of you guys keep giving me referrals and leads to other people to do some shop tours. So if we maybe do this again and run it back same time next year, fall, maybe there's some other great outfits out there as well. But Jeremy, I love what you guys are doing, man. I'm a big fan, and at the end of the day, hopefully it's all making money, and that's kind of what it's all about, running the business, man. So that's kind of what I got. Appreciate you taking a couple minutes to just give us a quick little update and tell us a little bit more about what you guys got going on, man. Anything else that you wanted to touch base on really quick while we got you?
No, I don't think so. Just hopefully everybody has a good winter and safe winter, and everybody makes some money. Hopefully I heard the weather is supposed to turn around for a lot of guys in February, so I hope that's true, and we start getting some storms and everybody makes some good money. Yep.
Amen to that. Yeah, I saw my friend Mike Bedell. He's my weatherman, and I got the Weather Rock. Jeremy, it's the all-telling eye. The Weather Rock out front. But he's got the radar and the. I love Mike Bedell. He's literally weatherman. He sends me weather reports all the time. He goes, "Hey, this is what could happen. This is what may happen. This is probably what will happen." And he's like, "There's a big blast of cold air over Siberia and Russia, and that usually hits us about 2 weeks later." He goes, "Hopefully you don't have any plans for Valentine's Day." And he's joking, obviously. And I said, "I don't know. I do have plans for Valentine's Day. I already booked my restaurant because I wised up a couple years back on that one." But any which way, hopefully we do start getting some snow, especially you guys over in the East Coast and even the Midwest. We're definitely below average, significantly below average this time of year from what we normally get. So, but you know what? If you got good contracts, again, you make money if it doesn't snow. You make great money if it does snow. And so it just depends who you learn from, who you listen to, and what kind of agreements you have. We have a lot of those resources at Entrepreneur Academy. If you guys need some good contracts, all that other mess, check it out. But either way, that's what I got, Jeremy. Thanks so much for hopping on, man. It's good catching up with you. And tell everybody back at home that we give them our best, and hope it continues to snow and make that dough.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Brian.
All right, cool deal, guys. Well, hey, we'll button it up right here, guys. Appreciate you all listening in. Just a quick little fun impromptu recap. I was bugging Jeremy over Instagram. I said, "Hey, can I get you on the show and just get a little update, see what's new and exciting?" And although it's not snowing, it should be snowing, so we should still be talking about snow. Although every other podcast right now, we're also talking about getting ready for the upcoming lawn care season. So any which way, that's what I got for you guys on today's show. Look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next one.
Enjoying today's show? Motivated to take your lawn care and landscaping business to the next level? Learn what it takes to grow your lawn and landscaping business today with training and education from the Entrepreneur Academy. Get educated with how-tos on mulch installation, plowing snow, aeration and overseeding, and so much more. These training programs are designed to help you save time and make more money with your business. Invest in your future by first investing in yourself. Use promo code PODCAST to save 10% on all courses today at LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.